Hi, Math 160 crew. Here's a quick screencast for how we will use Canvas this semester. I am logged in as student view, so yours will look a little bit different than mine, probably without that pink border around it, but your Canvas course will look approximately the same. So this is our Math 160 homepage. At the top of our page, you'll find recent announcements. You can find all of our announcements over here on the side with the announcements link. I do encourage you to take a look at the announcements link on occasion because I think Canvas only shows the most recent 2 announcements, something like that. You don't want to miss anything, so keep an eye on those announcements. I do put important information in there for you. So our homepage starts with the announcements, and then there's some COVID guidelines. We meet via Zoom, but just as a reminder, this is what was happening as of August 24th, and I haven't heard any updates to that recently, but that's what I know right now today on January 3rd. There's a welcome for you. Here's our beginning of semester to-do list. Learn to navigate Canvas, get organized. I highly encourage you to start getting work done and to work ahead. I always encourage you to work ahead so that if there is a disaster, you've already got your bases covered. As we move through the semester, this homepage will change up a little bit to reflect which unit we're in. Right now it's talking about Unit 0 and Unit 1, where you can find the syllabus and the course information and then also start getting some work done. We do meet via Zoom. We will use this link to do so. And then I have a Zoom link for office hours. I should have put my office hours in here. I have them set up and ready to go. I will try to fix that before I post this video out there for all of you. I think they're early in the morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays, like 8:20 to 9:20 a.m., something like that. I leave you information about the Math Center where you can go for free tutoring, and I believe they will have both virtual and in-person tutoring available to you. If you need something from me, you can reach me via KVCC email. That's the best way to reach me, but I also leave you a phone number in case of an emergency where you can text me. Okay. And then as far as help with school or life issues, I leave you a list of resources here. If you are in need of something, please reach out. I'd be glad to try to help you get in contact with the people who can help. So that's our homepage. It'll stay approximately the same throughout the semester with changes when we move from one unit to the next. So you'll see a change in this area regarding which unit we're working on. When we head to the modules area, COVID guidelines are listed again. I have a Unit 0 for you where I have the outline and policies and the schedule and then some things to get you started. These are under explorations, which is 30% of your final grade in the course. And so there's a syllabus exploration to do in Canvas. That's due on the 12th. There's a Desmos exploration also due on the 12th. And then there's another getting used to quizzes in Canvas that's due on the 14th. First of all, you'll notice that not everything will be due all on one day within a week. I want you in here in Canvas working on Calc 1 material a little bit every day. So I space these due dates out to force that to happen. If you want to work ahead, sometimes you can. So if a person came in when the Canvas course opened up and they worked on all 3 of these, they could have had them done in one day. But I don't want to just have things all piled up for a due date all on the 17th, for example. We wouldn't do that. Desmos, we're going to use Desmos this semester for explorations and for the work that we do in class, the practice work that we do. You'll need an account for that. So if I click on that, Desmos exploration, the info that you need to get an account is in here, and I leave you a link to click on to set up your account. And then if you're asked for a code, you can use this one, and that will enroll you in our Desmos course for the semester. So if you've used Desmos before, then you'll be familiar with it, of course. And if you haven't, we'll get you up to speed as we move along. It's a fairly easy platform to use. It's not perfect, but it's free, and I'm allowed to customize it to do what I need it to do with you. So I really like that feature of it. So make sure you get a Desmos account. Be ready to use that while we're doing Zoom in class on a given day. Heading back to modules. All right, so that was like Unit 0. And then Unit 1, where we actually get to content. Has a little bit different look than Unit 0 did. Unit 1, goals and extra practice. I leave you a list like this in every unit that we do. I've already opened this in another tab, so let me switch over. Objectives is fancy talk for goals. And so these are all of the goals for Unit 1. They're all listed here. And then here's our online textbook. And I give you practice sections and problems where you can come in and work on individual topics. Okay. I don't pick these up for a score, but you want to know how to do them. That's how we get good at stuff. So I leave you this long list of things that you can work on in addition to the work that we do in class. There are video tutorials for every unit. I leave you sometimes just one, like this only has one playlist for Unit 1, and you want to tackle those very early in the unit. You want to watch all of the videos and take notes on them and let me know if you have questions. That will take the place of the lecture portion of the course that we would usually do in a face-to-face class. When we meet via Zoom, we will be meeting and working on applying what happens in the tutorials, applying what we know, and answering questions. Okay, so it's a lot of practice and question and answer. Let's see. Sometimes in the units, I have some extra practice pages for you. This doesn't go very far into the course. I think it only goes about maybe into Unit 3. I'm only one woman. I only got a few of these units done, but I have some extra practice pages for Unit 1, and then I leave you some solutions and some extra commentary. In this first unit, I think it's really important to be thinking about how I phrase questions, and that way you're more used to my phrasing when you get to the actual quiz at the end of the unit. These two things down here, these are more explorations. These are scored. This one is done in Desmos. And then this is like a pre-quiz number 1, just a few reminders in there. There might be some topics that we've talked about in the practice and in our Desmos activities in Zoom in there as well. But that's kind of where we need to be at the end of Unit 1. I don't have it ready yet, but each unit will have a quiz, and it will be under this category, under assessment, so it would be underneath this. And those are open only on specific days, and I'll have that ready for you hopefully by the time the semester starts. You'll be seeing that underneath there. So about every 2 weeks we have a quiz, and then we start a new unit. So units 1 through 7, each one is about 2 weeks long, ending with a quiz. And we'll have a sequence of explorations throughout those. So that's how the modules will work for us. That's where you'll find your work to do, as well as the goals and the tutorials, things like that. The tutorials are all in YouTube playlists, and I would highly recommend that you subscribe to those, and that way if Canvas goes down like it sometimes does, you can still access the tutorials. You can still get work done outside of Canvas. So just a thought there. You can find your grades under the grades link off to the side. I'm not going to have any, so I won't show that part. Announcements, I think I already mentioned. We may have some discussion stuff happening, but those will be used less frequently than the homepage, the modules, and the grades in your case. So that's kind of how we will use Canvas this semester. You'll get used to it as we roll along, I promise, and it is different for every class that you take. In the beginning, I'll give you lots of reminders about how ours will run, and then it'll smooth out probably by the end of the second unit. So I look forward to working with you this semester. If you have any questions, either as the semester rolls along or before the semester starts, please reach out. I'd be glad to help you out with those things. I'll talk to you soon.